My card approves. I get into places. That's how I know I'm about that life. Anyways, welcome back to Keeping It Real with the Q-Man, people. I'm your host, Quasi Gittens, and what I will be discussing today is elementary school, middle school, and high school. Keeping it real with the Q-Man. This my show, I run things. This my show, I run things. I'm the boss. No one can tell me what to do. The block is hot. It's all about me. Remember that? You watching Keeping It Real with the Q-Man. Keeping it. Anybody can get blocked. What I will be discussing first is elementary school. Let's just say I tore it up. It was an experience. I left a legacy at that school. In kindergarten, I was horrible. I remember when my teacher told a student to stop talking. I told the student, "You can talk. I'm the boss. Don't listen to her. I run this school." I also remember another instance when I was messing with the bus basket and the teacher told me to stop. I, of course, didn't listen, and she wrote my name on the naughty list. I then attacked her. I made her fall to the floor. I don't know how I did it since I was only 5. I begged her not to tell my parents. However, she did. Also, my kindergarten teacher had 0 personality. She was so boring and very, very ugly. I could tell that she was single and still is. In 1st grade, I sort of had my first girlfriend. She was bad and a bully. She felt like she should be the only one to speak to me. Anyone else that did got beat up or yelled at. They knew not to mess with her. I also remember kicking one of the security guards since I had to go to the principal's office for being bad. Thankfully, I did not get expelled. I had lunch detention almost every day. I also remember winning in my class the guy who sold the most candy, which later resulted in something negative that happened. Normally after school, I would go to daycare since my parents worked long hours. However, since I won the guy who sold the most candy, I was told to take the bus. That didn't end well. When I got on the bus, I was so lost. Gracefully, someone helped me find my way back. That experience was scary, but thank God for great people. I had to do 2nd grade twice since the first time I couldn't keep my eyes off my teacher, if you know what that means. She was coming to work dressed sexy. She had body. To be honest, she shouldn't have been teaching 2nd grade because her patience was limited. 2nd grade again was alright. This teacher was always stressing. She used to call my parents for the littlest things, such as talking a lot, doing homework in class, not pushing my chair in, etc. She used to call my parents and be like, "Mommy, Daddy, he's not having a good day." I remember hiding under the table to not have to deal with her. She got on my last nerves. She also wrote a note to my parents letting them know I was misbehaving at lunch. I chose not to give it to them and gave it back to her and said they read it, but they didn't sign it. She called my parents, but they didn't answer. Therefore, I got away with it respectfully. Hey, parents. 3rd grade was alright for the most part. I didn't really get into any trouble except for when I got snitched on for playing with the paper towels in the bathroom. Because of that, I couldn't go bowling, which was stupid. 4th grade was the best elementary school year. I had the best teacher. I was well behaved. I also couldn't act up because she was not the one. She would get us together real quick. She was very intimidating. I knew who and who not to mess with. Since I was one of her favorites, it got to a point where I wasn't doing any of her homeworks and I never got caught. Lastly, I got to 5th grade and you know I'm going out with a bang. 5th grade by far was the most drama-filled elementary school year. It started off well because I got Student of the Month. Mind you, I get Student of the Month in the beginning of every grade and then I act a fool. I had the same annoying teacher for 5th grade as I did 2nd grade, which made it even worse. Ain't nothing changed. She was still stressful and annoying. I remember she called the house phone and I answered, knew it was her, and hung up. The next day, before class begun, she pulled me to the side and said, I knew you hung up on me. I said, yeah, I did. Another instance was when she was speaking, and she tore up my math test. She said she was going to call my father again for the 2nd time this week. I was like, didn't you just call him? What are you calling him again for? She was like, because I can. The biggest incident that happened was almost close to the last day of school. One morning before class started, I was in the cafeteria, and basically, before our teacher came to pick us up for class, we were having fun. The fun involved them playing catch with my water bottle. The assistant principal came and took my water bottle. She thought that they were bullying me, but I told her they weren't. We were just having fun. I took my water bottle back, and she took it from me again. I then took it from her again, and she asked for it back. I said no, and she kept on demanding it. I reached my wit ends and said to her, I had no idea what the hell that meant or what I just said. It was just all out of anger. Thank God I didn't get into serious trouble. My only consequence was that I couldn't go bowling, but somehow I managed to still go. All I can say is that school will never forget me. What I will be discussing next is middle school. Middle school was better than elementary school and high school. Those 3 years have been hysterical, especially the last 2. I've matured, so I really wasn't acting up. 6th grade was alright, nothing crazy happened. However, 7th and 8th grade were a ball. My math teacher was so funny. I could not stop laughing in that class. She could not teach at all. All she did was put up notes on the board and expected us to be exceptional at the material. The way she yelled at some students will never not be funny. She was like, boy, you better go sit yourself down in my room. She also said, don't ask me how my weekend was. I didn't fail that class because I was already good at math. My English teacher and 8th grade teacher were a mess. She was always complaining. For instance, she told us, I couldn't even eat dinner last night that my husband made after grading your tests. That's too much information. TMI. Her parents were always twisted. I couldn't stop laughing in that class as well. One time she told me, yeah, Quasi, laugh again. I said, ha 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 ha. She also told me to get the tissue off my nose, and I said, fix that bald spot. Lastly, I will be discussing high school. High school was great. The only things that stuck with me throughout it were not winning the math award senior year and the assistant principal not giving me my credentials at graduation. I am very good at math. I was always raising my hand answering all of the questions. I was in all honors math classes throughout high school. Also, my pre-calculus teacher literally every day kept on calling on me for the answer. He was the one that decided not to give the Math Excellence Award to me. Instead, he gave it to a girl who absolutely did nothing in class. When her name was called, my mouth dropped. I graduated with honors, and the assistant principal decided to just call my name Quasi Gittens and not saying anything after that during graduation. I was heated. Put some respect on my name. Give me credit where credit is due. She was supposed to say Quasi Gittens, graduating with honors. I confronted her about it aggressively. She was like, did I say it during rehearsal? I was like, yeah, what difference does it make? She felt no remorse at all. It's okay. Karma gonna come back. She's a nasty human being. The people that report to her don't even like her. She speaks to them disrespectfully. Yep. So that was my elementary, middle, and high school experiences. Grace and peace, blessings upon many. Keeping it, keeping it, keeping it, keeping it, keeping it, keeping it real with the Q-Man. This my show, I run things. This my show, I run things. I'm the boss, I'm the boss. No one can tell me what to do, no one can tell me what to do. The block is hot, the block is hot. The block is hot, the block is hot. It's all about me, it's all about me. Remember that? Remember that? Thank you for watching Keeping It Real with the Q-Man. And anybody can get blocked.
PSTV. Reaching 6,000 students and 18,000 households, PSTV produces top-quality, student-produced programs. Using state-of-the-art equipment and some of the best studios around, PSTV produces entertainment that everyone will enjoy. So join us. Campus Channel 10.1 and Charter Cable 194.